Whenever we land or stop, we're in a position to make a punch miss or to throw a punch. Okay, and then we, of course, back and forth and then side to side. A lot of people, when they want to move to the right, you get to lead with your right foot and slide over. Okay, but a lot of times you get the tendency to get a little bit square there. On that, you have to fight that motion. Okay, so this is where you get drills of using it more like a box, where you use the whole ring and go side to side, front and back, and keep that balance at all times. Okay? So now when you're stepping forward, you lead with your left foot and stepping up with your right if you're a right-handed fighter. And then if you're southpaw, of course, it's the opposite. So moving back, you go with your right foot and slide your left foot forward, back. You go. Now we move to my right, your left. Okay? Step, one step, now step, step. Good. Again, you never want to end up in this position parallel. It's always good balance right here. So we're just going to move together a little bit, and I'm going to lead the dance just for now, just for experience-wise, and I want you to stay with me, okay? Come closer. That's it. So the footwork is very important. Your feet, whenever I'm here, I'm always in position. She comes at me.
Go in the same direction that you're going?
Yes. So a good position to be in, and I'll call this online, is when you box me. So when my lead foot is between Francesca's legs and her lead foot is between mine, we're online. What I call online is where you can be hit. What takes us offline is head movement and a little bobbing and weaving, okay? But when we're in this position, she's right on line for me to her, but on the other hand, I'm right in line for her to strike me. So this position here is where you want to be. So when you step in with your jab, it's right there, and then right back to where it came from. You shoot the jab, good. Step, step, good. Again. Now step back, again. Step, step, step. So the jab is used coming forward as a rangefinder. It's probably the most important punch in boxing. And again, if the jab doesn't land, nothing else will. But when the jab does land and you're in striking area for your other shots to follow, that's when you want to put your right hand, your left hook, and your rest of your combinations with that, of course. So the thing is, but if the jab's short and doesn't reach me, there's no way right hand is going to reach me either. So don't waste your time by throwing the right hand and try to get lucky with me. Okay, make sure the jab starts landing first, and that'll get you a range. It'll get you in trouble, and it'll get you out of trouble. Moving in with the jab offensively, get in your range. Okay, then moving back with the jab, using more defensively. Just there you go. Good, good, good. Now, as you notice, when I'm coming forward, my feet are always in position. I step and slide up, and Francesca's stepping with the right foot and sliding her left foot back in position. Good job. So, and again, your feet always have to work together. So it's very important, and we'll get into some punch mitts right now, and we'll get a few combinations and how best to use the punch mitts. When I was fighting, I was the last fighter that Eddie caught on the mitts because he was getting a little bit older, you know. And again, he was still training Riddick Bowe when he was 90 years old, so he had a very great, long-lasting career. So he was the last guy that he taught me how to catch on the mitts, and I'm going to teach it to you. All right, the punch mitts, really a good tool, I think, in boxing because my fighters, when they're getting ready for world title fights, we have the liberty of knowing the opponents, and we can study their moves. And most of my fighters, they don't watch a lot of the tapes, like James Toney's and Pacquiao. They watch it maybe once or twice. They watch the guy and just get a general feel for what his style is, and so forth. And I'm not a real big fan on them watching films too much because styles make fights, and you know they're watching these guys, and usually the tapes of them fighting good fights and looking really good in these fights. And I really don't believe that I should, my fighter should make adjustments to fight his style. I'd rather control the situation and have my fighter to get him to fight our fight and control the situation. But there are certain moves that I will look for, you know, similarities or bad habits that he may have we can take advantage of. And then when I watch the tape and I kind of learn this guy's moves and his style, I can duplicate that on the mitts, and that's what getting ready for this. This is where the strategy comes from for my fighters, is on the mitts, because I'll simulate what this guy will do. You know, when you make this move, he makes that move every time you do it. So now you kind of study that, and you know he's going to make the move. So you just analyze the tape and you find his faults, and then you take advantage of them if possible. And so the mitts are, again, a great tool, and it's probably the best thing I do in training is mitt work. I've caught everybody in the world. I mean, I've caught the Klitschko brothers, Justin Fortune, a great puncher, Mike Tyson, a great puncher, you know, Manny Pacquiao, great speed. And it's what I do. Tyson thought I was too small to catch him, and he had somebody else do it for a while, and I was sitting there watching, and the guy couldn't catch a cold. But so I put the mitts on, and I said, Mike, let's go to work. And he really fell in love with my mitt work, and he even got mad at me one day, I think, and he missed the mitt and hit me a right hook in the chin. Almost knocked me out, but I didn't go down. But he hurt me bad. But today, don't hit me. So today we're gonna go through some mitt work, and I'm going to teach you a little bit of combinations and some moves that Eddie taught me that are very precise and calculated moves, and not something too easy though. Again, and we'll get into that as I show you. But combinations are a key to boxing. But then every time you throw a combination, though, you've got to be ready for the guy's retaliation, because he's going to punch back. I mean, so this is, you know, when you throw a certain combination, there's a certain counter punch for every punch. But then you've got to counter their attack also. So it's again, it's complicated a little bit, but it's also it can be in a simple way if you just kind of take your time and think about what you're doing. Okay, all right, let's go to work. All right. Okay, now first punch we're gonna work on is the left jab, and again, it's the most important punch in boxing, because without the left jab, you've got nothing. If the left jab doesn't get you distance and get your range, and you know, nothing else will. I mean, the thing is, it's a punch that's, I've seen it win world titles. I saw Larry Holmes just about win the world title with his left jab. Virgil Hill, another one, just a great jab. It's a great weapon out there, and again, I think it's the best punch in boxing because it can control a fight. And let's go now. When you throw the left jab, of course,